Today, we journey to Knole House in Sevenoaks, Kent, one of England's largest and most atmospheric stately homes. This isn't just a house, it's a cathedral of ambition, tradition, and memory, built not just to shelter, but to awe. A timeline in stone and timber, wrapped in royal politics, literary legacy, and aristocratic ambition. Knole was built in 1456 for Thomas Bourchier, Archbishop of Canterbury. But this sacred space would become deeply entwined with secular power. In 1538, during Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries, Knole was seized by the crown, changing hands from church to king in a single decree. By 1603, Elizabeth I had gifted the estate to her cousin, Thomas Sackville, poet, Lord High Treasurer, and first Earl of Dorset. Under his stewardship, Knole became a palace in all but name, with over 1,000 acres of hunting land and enough rooms to house an entire court. The Great Hall stands at the heart of Knole, once echoing with banquets, royal proclamations, and diplomatic whispers. In the King's Room, lavishly appointed for a royal visit that never came, 17th-century tapestries still line the walls. This grand room was created by Thomas Sackville between 1605 and 1608. It was intended to be used by James I. Although his portrait hangs above the fireplace, the king never visited Knole. The enormous gold and silver bed was commissioned in 1673 to mark the marriage of the future James II and Mary of Modena. The Cartoon Gallery was named after Raphael's cartoons, full-scale designs for tapestries. Today, it houses one of Britain's most important private art collections, featuring Van Dyck, Gainsborough, and Reynolds. For centuries, Knole was passed down through the male Sackville line. But in the early 20th century, that tradition came at a cost. Vita Sackville-West, poet, novelist, and devoted daughter of Knole, was denied her inheritance because of her gender. Her heartbreak inspired Virginia Woolf's Orlando, a novel in which the protagonist changes gender and lives through centuries, mirroring Vita's own longing for permanence in a house she loved but could never truly own. Today, Knole is lovingly preserved by the National Trust. Over the past decade, a £20 million restoration project has safeguarded its fragile interiors, stabilizing woodwork, conserving paintings, and opening previously hidden areas to the public. This work ensures Knole isn't just a relic, it's a living museum, adapting to new generations while holding fast to its layered past. Knole's structure tells a story of evolution. Its outer walls reflect late medieval design, strong, fortified, inward-looking. But walk through the courtyards, and you'll see Jacobean refinement emerge. Delicate plasterwork, painted ceilings, gilded stair rails. From the original gatehouse to the grand showrooms, each stone, cornice, and keystone echoes the changing styles of Tudor, Stuart, and Georgian tastes. Rising above the stone court is the Gatehouse Tower, the most iconic feature of Knole. Built in the late 15th century by Archbishop Thomas Bourchier, this tower once marked the threshold of power, the main entrance to a house designed to impress kings and cardinals alike. But in later centuries, this tower took on a quieter role. Here, behind thick medieval walls, a young Vita Sackville-West carved out her sanctuary. It was her writing retreat, a personal world of solitude, thought, and longing. Vita could gaze out across the estate she adored, yet could never inherit. During World War II, Knole wasn't immune to change. It housed evacuees and military units, its ancient walls suddenly echoing with the sounds of conflict and resilience. Some rooms were even damaged by stray bombs during the Blitz. Beds like this were status symbols, often commissioned to mark a special occasion. The spangled bed is a rare treasure from the 1620s. It is hung with crimson satin and covered with hundreds of sequins, known as spangles. Knole House is a place where stories rest quietly in the dust, where archbishops walked with kings, where writers whispered memories to the wind, and where visitors today can still sense the pulse of England's history beneath their feet.